welcome to part 2 of me moving the retro games room, version 4. Is it 4 up to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 or 4. Anyway, this will be the new retro gaming room. So if you haven't seen part 1 yet, please watch that. I will link that below or in a card or whatever is available when this is on YouTube in 10 years time. And in the last video, you saw me clear out the old room in preparation for moving. In that video, I said I was going to move in 1 week, but then the city I live in, Perth, Western Australia, went into a lockdown because of the coronavirus, which hasn't happened in 10 months. But luckily, there was no community transmission, so we are essentially out of lockdown now. We just have to wear masks outside. But we finally got the keys for the new house today, and this echoey room will be the brand new retro gaming room. As you can see, it's quite a bit larger than the other one. Maybe not quite a bit larger, but I don't know if that's just because it's empty, but there is definitely more wall space. Because I am planning on getting another shelf, or using an existing shelf I already have. So I'll go from 2 shelves to 3 shelves, and then obviously there'll be the game cabinet and the console cabinet, I should say, as well as the TV. So otherwise, it is just a standard bedroom. The only feature it really has is this wardrobe, which will no doubt get full of other stuff that is not gaming related. Otherwise, we have a nice light blocking blind, which is a bit better than what I had before, because I just had the broken, what are those called? No idea. Anyway, it doesn't matter, because we're moving out of this place. We're moving into this place, which is better. The only downside to this compared to the other room is that it only has a single power point. Yeah, look at that. The other room had a double power point. But otherwise, hopefully it'll be less echoey once I fill it full of shelves and retro games. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say. I've said it all. In the next jump cut, we will be getting the moving truck.
I'm going to lift the yellow.
Driving a truck and I'm absolutely terrified. Okay, ready? Okay, good. Switch the top. Ooh. What? Top. Down a little bit. Peg.
Yeah.
Fingers slipping. Moving sucks. Cut. Okay, apologies in advance. I am filming on my phone because I don't have access to my camera right now. But this is the building blocks of the new retro games room. And do you see how freaking large it is? Look how much wall space I have. There's even room for the fan in the walk-in closet. It's absolute madness. So it's a bit hard to just get a scale of things right now because of the boxes everywhere and things that aren't going to stay in here, like that backpack or these side drawers, which are obviously going into the bedroom once there's, once we've set the bed up and can slot those in. But
when I was in here and I had just put in these shelves, plus the old shelf, you know, before all these boxes took up all the space, I was just amazed by the amount of space and potential that I have. So, long story short, the two shelves can now go side by side, comfortably, against the wall there. How awesome is that? And I've brought in this other shelf to sit there. That may be a placeholder, not sure if that's going to stay, but that's where it is for now, because my game collection has ellipsed two shelves, unfortunately. And basically we just have all this space in the middle, because obviously those boxes are full of games at the moment, as are those, so they're going to get emptied. All that space is going to be cleared. The goal, I think at the moment, not really sure what I'm going to do yet, so none of this is really set in stone, but the PowerPoint's over here, so probably the TV will be going in that corner. As for the console shelf with the LED lighting and all the fancy doohies which LED lighting bring, that is currently up against that wall, which is not very interesting to film, but it may end up actually going up against this wall, because that's a nice, you know, the bottom of the window sort of lines up with the top of that quite nicely. And then I'll have this whole other wall. And I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but I might finally have a dedicated place for a retro gaming computer setup. At the moment, well, not at the moment because it's all been packed up, but in my previous place, I just had my computer desk and basically the other computers in the side, and I had, you know, switch boxes for the keyboard and whatnot. But in here, I might be able to get a smaller separate desk along this wall, which again isn't very interesting to film, and I'll be able to do all the retro gaming and computing included all in the same room. Just look how massive this room is. Absolutely enthralled I am right now. I can't put it into words. Okay, so several days have elapsed just setting up the rest of the house. So, you know, I have a kitchen and a bedroom and a laundry and, you know, a garage, other important rooms like that. But now all that stuff's out of the way, I can turn my attention to the retro gaming room. So as you can see here, it's not finished. I'm just filming this off after the first major session of setting it up. And I thought I'd just show you how it's going. So basically all the games are out of their boxes, but the consoles are still packed up. And yeah, but otherwise I'm a bit tired, as you can probably tell. It's getting a little bit difficult to speak, but I sort of have a rough idea of the layout of the room. So nothing I'm showing right now is final. I sort of want to point that out, but I feel like this, as a roughie, is sort of in the direction I want to go. So, and you know, immediately the first thing you can see is there is a lot of room to expand. So like straight away, I've got this space right here next to this shelf, which I've filled full of my PC gaming collection. I've also put my retro gamers down there as well. They used to be in the lounge room, but I thought they were better suited for this room. I was nearly a freelance writer for Retro Gamer once, but that's a story for another day. So a lot of things are in plastic containers, but the cool thing about this room is this time around I'll basically have my own wardrobe just for this room. So they'll probably go on there, get them off the floor. Otherwise we have the 2 shelves that were originally in the other room, and as you can see, now that the retro gaming stuff is in there, there's actually quite a lot of space. I keep expecting to find another box somewhere in the house full of more games, but I think this is it. There are some other unboxed boxes, so who knows, I might find more games, but yeah, it's pretty amazing. So obviously I just wanted to get them out of the box and onto the shelves because the boxes were taking up this, taking up a lot of floor space, but sort of a start. I'll probably shuffle these around, make them look a bit more presentable, because these probably will be the backdrop for when I film for my reviews, because I'll be sitting in that little seat there and that'll be in the background, sort of something like this, I guess, but obviously I'll rotate the chair. Then over here we'll have the LED enabled case where the consoles will be, so nothing will change there. Thinking of putting the TV in that corner, and as you can see, it's still sort of held up kind of dodgily by the old stand that the flat screen used to be on, but that will be a project for another day where I sort that out. And then in this corner is where I hope to put the desk for the retro gaming PC, which I mentioned before. Since filming, I have found a suitable desk, haven't bought it yet, but hope to do that tomorrow night. Turns out you can buy very cheap study desks. I think they're designed for children, and they start at something like $30. But obviously the door opens up to about here. There should be ample space there for a desk. So yeah, very exciting indeed. Hello, and it is quite a few days later than the last shot. I'm not sure how many, I think at least 4 days. But finally, the room is complete. I'm going to be very quick here because the camera is currently on 4% battery. But, or 3% apparently, I've just been told by my production assistant. So we have to look over here real quick. We've got the computer set up going. This is a $28 desk used for children to study and to paint. And now it has a retro computer on it. Otherwise, everything is much the same as it was, just a little bit more spread out. There's a bit more space to work, especially for filming and stuff. I feel this would be a lot better. And here's a cat. She helped. She didn't actually help at all. So as we can see there's my retro gaming shelf, sorry, my retro PC gaming shelf now, with all the big box games, the medium-sized games, and then the DVD jewel cases, as well as my collection of retro gamers. So I actually own about 5 more issues of that. I'm a bit behind on my reading at the moment, and they're still in their plastic bags. Just been told I've got 2% battery. Here is my little containers that were in the wardrobe before, 1%. But now I have all this cupboard space as well, which the cat is trying to get into. Otherwise, the shelves are nicely organized. There's plenty of space for expansion and everything else. And obviously the consoles are very much the way they were. Obviously just a little bit more spread out. It's a little bit more space. Anyway, the camera's about to conk out, so thank you so much for watching. It's been a bit of a journey, but this is my new room. Hope you enjoyed. You'll see plenty of it in upcoming videos. See you next time.